Any soldier who's fought on a battlefield with someone else, they would say that that is their brother for life and that they love them deeply.
Oh boy.
I think us. I think when you look at, because
You think Team Cap has got
Yeah.
more fans in China?
Team Iron Man is just so old.
Yeah.
It's like nobody really wants to hang out with the, Ben Gay, group. We're young, hip, handsome guys having a great time.
By the way, so they understand what Ben Gay is. It's like a cream that you have to put on.
Y'all don't have Ben. How do you say Ben Gay and
It's like a ointment you put on when you get
arthritis
old
cream?
and you can't move. It's like an arthritis
Yeah,
cream. So
yeah. Old
he's
people
saying,
use
yeah,
that.
old people use that. So he's saying that he thinks that the fans in China are going to support the young team, the exciting team.
The handsome team.
Yes. Boy, this is a tricky question. Everybody asks this question. Why does everybody want to know? I don't. As a filmmaker, I can't separate myself. I have to support both sides. That was our point as filmmakers, is that we wanted the audience when they left the theater to be able to argue with each other about who was wrong and who was right. So we had to work really hard to balance the storytelling to make sure that each character was serviced properly in the movie.
I think I'm split right down the middle. Certain things I agree with Iron Man on, certain things I agree with Cap on. So I'm a little gray.
Mm-hmm. We both avoided that question.
Black Widow.
Because she's sexy.
Yeah. I didn't. My brother had boxes and boxes of comic books, but I never read them. I was more into sports and baseball cards and like mystery novels, like the Hardy Boys and stuff like that, Nancy Drew. I never really got into comic books as a kid.
This film is not a direct interpretation of the comic book at all. It just didn't correlate. The characters aren't the same. The storytelling isn't the same as what's happening in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And being a comic book fan, I always say I'm not interested in doing a straight adaptation of the comic book, because if you want that story, just read the comic. Our job is to surprise you, and our job is to pull forward the story that's been laid out in the movies that have preceded it. So. Also knowing that, as you say, the fans are very passionate about this stuff, but you can't please all the fans, because the fans don't agree on anything. So if you try to please the fans, I think you're gonna make a movie that doesn't track. It doesn't make a lot of sense, because people like one writer's interpretation of Captain America, and other people like another writer's interpretation. Those interpretations are totally different. So the only thing that my brother and I try to pay attention to is how we feel. How do we feel about the characters? What do we want to see on screen? And that's how we make these movies, because we're fans ourselves. We pay attention to what it is that excites us, and then we hope that the audience is going to be excited as well. Yes, there's a civil war every day, every day. Yeah, he and I are, we like to challenge ideas. That's why there's two of us. We collaborate. You like to argue so that you make sure that the idea is the best idea to move the story forward. But because we're brothers, it rolls off us, and it's gone in 5 seconds. So we have a process. We've been doing this together for 20 years, and we love it. It's very helpful on movies of this scale to have two of us, because they're very physically demanding.
I guess that's true. I mean, I like to have a good time, and I think we're really lucky to do what we do. We make movies. So I feel like we should enjoy it. We should enjoy ourselves while doing it. And I think because our relationships are so tight as friends, you see that when you watch the movies. You see the relationship between Bucky and Sam is very similar to the relationship between Sebastian and I. Chris and I's relationship very similar to Cap and Falcon's relationship. It's just that camaraderie that we form kind of travels onto the screen.
Yeah, we're working on trying to find a project with him. He's a friend of ours. We met him when we did Captain America: Winter Soldier with him. We had dinner here in Beijing. He's a good friend of ours. Very charming, very talented, and we're just looking for an opportunity to find something to do with him. Somebody asked me this the other day. It's a great idea. Never thought of that before. But I think I'll be honest. I think that the Falcon should get his movie before the Winter Soldier gets his movie. Hot Pot.
Hot pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Hot Pot. Yes. Yeah.
No, should we not like hot pot? Is
Yeah.
that like Burger King of China? What is that? No hot pot?
I like spicy Hot Pot.
I like somewhat mild hot pot. I do. Falcon and Black Widow have a love story. It started actually at the beginning of Winter Soldier. When she pulled up to pick up Cap, you see me and her connect. That's when they drive off.
How you doing?
How you doing? Hey. Yeah, see?
That's right.
All right. That's when every time you see us together, we connect.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
Okay, thank you.
You just started a war.